Welcome to the inaugural meeting of the second Dean Martin's All-American Enslave All-Women Party. I am the current head of the party, Ladnie. What did I do today? I went to school. Alright, we're gonna go down the line to second chairman, Brady. What did you do today?
I went to work and at the library, and there was a really rude lady that came in. Yeah.
Good thing that
Is that
Is that why you
we have
joined the
plans.
Enslave All
justification
Women
for our
Party?
party?
Yeah.
And then my plan was, she shouldn't be able to vote immediately. So,
Restrict that shit.
yep.
Alright. Well, glad to know we got somebody who's loyal to the cause. Alright, let's move on down to Orion. What did you do today?
I applied for a job at a grocery store,
Alright.
and that's about it.
Alright, now we're going to go down to our special member, the Hamburglar, who's a man of few words and will not be responding. Now, Connor, what did you do today?
I learned how to draw molecules, chemical molecules, organic molecules in great detail, and I learned more about S and P orbitals and how they can combine to form sp orbitals, and you can go sp, sp2, sp3, sp4, sp4d, and so on and so forth until you kill yourself. And I learned that everyone who's responsible for this science should have been put down as a child. Yeah,
Okay.
that's about it. That's what we accomplished today.
Alright, Keaton?
I can't go by that name anymore. I just robbed a casino.
Shit.
Um,
What do we want to
I'd
call it?
prefer if you called me Mean Martin or Mean Dorton.
Darton Martin farting.
Dorton Martin is fine.
Martin, that works.
Sure.
Okay, but what did you do today, Martin?
I just told you.
I robbed a casino, dumbass.
anything
Next
before that?
question. Next question, you fucking moron.
Okay, Kyle, what did you do today?
Today I went to work perpetuating the military-industrial complex, and then I went home.
Sick.
Okay, so...
How lucky can one guy be?
How lucky can one guy be?
Okay.
Indeed.
Welcome to episode 11, the Ocean's 11 special of the Shungoku Satsu Film Club podcast. Last week we watched Ocean's 11, the bad one, followed by Ocean's 11, the pretty good one. We have opinions to talk about both of them, and I really don't know how we're going to structure this episode. I assume we're just going to be swapping back and forth and talking about how the original one is so boring and what they were doing at that time during the good one.
I mean, honestly, we could just complete the original one in like 3 seconds by saying it is a terrible film that nobody should ever
Yeah.
It's
watch.
true.
Well,
but,
we can go ahead and say
Watching
that
that-
it was a
watching-
terrible film, and then right at the end, there's a really good part where they do blackface.
No,
And then that's it.
that is
Watch
not
it-
the takeaway. You
Watching
racist
that-
bigot. We hate
Okay,
women
How
here,
do you
not
take it
black
off? I've always wondered.
people.
Okay. The
Come on.
one thing I have to say is that watching that movie gave me the big casino.
It
So
It gave all of us the big
Yeah.
casino.
It did
We
in
also
fact
figured
give
out
us
how
the
you
big
win
casino.
at the big casino. Is that the white pharaoh goes up and doses you with radiation.
yeah, colorectal.
Colorectal, and it does.
We
Ding.
we also learned that if you served in World War II, you're automatically a good person.
That's actually
and-
true.
Yeah.
Regardless of
So-
what side.
Yeah,
Yes.
regardless
Yeah.
of what side as well. It's wild.
Yeah.
We're taking a stand.
I
for this
don't
podcast.
know if I want to. I don't know if I want to be on record agreeing with that. I have a job. I don't know if I want to be on record agreeing with that.
If you leave, we'll spell out your full legal name and your address.
Yeah, boy, do it.
That's
Okay,
a good idea, Darton Martin.
Thanks, Darton Martin.
Thank you, Darton Martin.
So, all right, let me read the Wikipedia article for the original Ocean's 11 real quick. Ocean's 11 is a 1960 American heist film directed and produced by Lewis Milestone from a screenplay by Harry Brown and Charles Lederer, based on a story by George Clayton Johnson and Jack Golden Russell. What kind of fucking middle name is Golden? Holy shit, that's hard as hell.
A fucking cool one.
It is
yeah.
a cool one. I
Yeah.
want that. Film stars an ensemble cast and 5 members of the Rat Pack: Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, woo, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter
Hold on,
Lawford,
wait,
and Joey
wait.
Bishop.
Pause. Say it again.
Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin. One of these times you need to start playing my way. Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey
You can get
Bishop.
killed for that.
Let me find the MP3. Hold on, let me find the MP3 of
Centered
my
on a
list.
series of Las Vegas casino robberies, the film also stars Angie Dickinson, Ricky Conti, Cesar Romero, my God, Romero, Patrice Wymore, Akeem Timoroff, and Harry Silva. It also includes cameo appearances by Shirley MacLaine, Red Skelton, and George Raft. Ocean's 11 appeared in Las Vegas on August 3rd, 1960, and was theatrically released in the United States on August 10th by Warner Brothers Pictures. The film received bad, not mixed, reviews from critics and originated the Oceans film series.
Wait, it
It received mixed
received bad reviews from critics too?
No, it
Oh.
received mixed reviews from critics.
Okay.
We're not as
I was gonna say,
smart
I
as
thought
we
we
are.
were the only people who hated it.
Mm-mm.
I thought at this time this was novel theater.
I'm also going to read the tagline on the poster and compare it to the one that Kyle came up with. So on the original poster, it's nobody else would have dared it because no one else would have had the nerve. Just Danny Ocean and his 11 pals. The crazy night they blew all the lights in Vegas. Ocean's 11. Now, if you look at what Kyle came up with, which is vastly
I'd
superior,
like to get
I need to scroll really
blown
far
by all
up
the
to find
lights in
this image.
Vegas.
I
Where
hope your
is
parents kick you out of
where
the
is
house.
where's the image? It's yeah, here it is. Kyle comes up instead with nobody else would have killed kicked because nobody else would have had the head. Just Dean Martin and his 11 Asian butlers. The 8 crazy nights they repealed the 19th Amendment. Now,
And
I
I'm
want
very
then
proud
did
of my handiwork.
blackface.
I want
That's
to
a much more accurate description of the movie.
I really want to know, did you go through and like cut out like the letters in the font, or did you just find a font that looked similar?
Yeah, I actually just like cut out the letters from the font like a ransom note.
Is that actually how you did like made like the Asian butlers line and like all that, or did you just find a font?
Yeah,
that looked
that's how I did like all of the text.
That's
That's
so
so
loud.
loud.
It is incredibly loud.
I've been feverishly cutting that into the soundboard for the past 5 minutes.
So
I noticed that you got really quiet a moment ago.
This is
I was curious
so-
about it.
this is important to note to understand this episode of the podcast. The original Ocean's 11 has a runtime of 127 minutes long as you don't replay the intro like Kyle was wont to do with Honey I Shrunk the Kids. So if we go to the remake, the running time of Ocean's 11, the remake is 116 minutes. It's roughly the same amount of time as long as you cut out the credits, right? It's like you're like what, like 5 minutes shorter roughly.
Yeah.
Somehow, one of these movies does not feel like 2 hours long. I wonder how. Anyway, Ocean's 11 is a 2001.
Actually, neither of these movies feel like 2 hours long, but one of them in a bad
Feels
way,
like-
and the
yeah.
other one in a pretty good way.
Yeah, Ocean's 11 is a
Mhm.
2001 American heist comedy film directed by Steven Soderbergh from a screenplay, by Ted Griffin. Steamplay. The first
The
installment in the
screenplay.
Ocean's
On this?
film trilogy. It is a remake of the 1960 Rat Pack film. The film features an ensemble cast including George Clooney, Matt Damon, Andy Garcia, Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, Casey
Clooney.
Affleck, Don Cheadle, Scott Caan, Elliot Gould, Bernie Mac. Oh shit, Bernie Mac died, and Carl Reiner. The story involves friends Danny Ocean, who was played by George Clooney, and Rusty Ryan, who played by Pitt, who plan a heist of $160 million from a casino owner, Terry Benedict, the lover of Ocean's ex-wife, Tess, played by Julia Roberts. Ocean's 11 was theatrically released in the United States on December 7th, 2001, which means that 9/11 had happened by the time that this came out, but not when they were making
Probably
it.
not by they filmed it. Yeah.
Yeah, by Warner Brothers Pictures. The film received positive reviews from critics. It was a major box office hit, grossing $450.7 million worldwide and becoming the 5th highest grossing film of 2001. Soderbergh directed 2 sequels, Ocean's 12 in 2004 and Ocean's 13 in 2007. Ocean's 8, a spin-off of an all-female lead cast, was released in 2018.
And there will be, I believe, an Ocean's 14 fairly soon.
And they bring back Dean Martin for that one. Don't play the soundboard.
Look at the
Um,
soundboard.
Hold on, what?
No, don't you dare.
If you want to.
Don't do what? Don't.
So the rest of the episode is actually from me in the car driving over to your house to beat you to death.
Honestly, I'd probably do the same.
Well, you know, ain't that a kick?
Shut up. So, all right. So, let's talk about Ocean's 11. I guess here's what we'll
Bad.
Here's what we'll do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna describe the first one first, which will take only 10 minutes because nothing happens and it's massively boring.
Correct.
And then we'll do a regular episode based off the plot of the original film or the remake. So, Ocean's 11, spelled with the number 11 and not the word 11, begins with the greatest opening credits ever created. So good that we had to watch them 7 times because Kyle was laughing at the screen too much.
Kyle was laughing that much at the
No,
Ocean's 11 opening
Kyle
credits?
explained to us while we were
funny
watching the
every time.
credits. Explain the story about Honey I Shrunk the Kids again.
Okay, so as a small child, I had a VHS copy of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. So I put this on one night, and I watched through the animated cartoon intro credits, and then when the actual film started, I would rewind it all the way back to the beginning, and watch the credits again over and over and over again. So I never actually saw the actual film. It was just the credits on a loop.
Some people have magnetic artifacting from tape, VHS tape on things where for instance, what was it, Base Instinct that had the scene, or what was it called? Anyway, any scene that has boobs in it or anything along the lines, there's scan lines on the screen that get messed up because of rewinding. You just can't watch the opening of fucking Honey I Shrunk the Kids on that tape anymore. And they're like, what the fuck was going
And
on at
it's
the
just
start of this movie?
of 2 colors.
The famous inappropriate boob shot at the start of Honey.
It's like how VHS cuts of the Rescuers, the Disney movie, for some reason had in the background a woman naked for some reason.
What?
Have you never heard this story?
No.
So
It should be noted, this is how incredibly boring the first film is, that we are just neglecting to talk about it.
so the Disney movie The Rescuers,
Yeah.
there's a scene where they're flying through the city on the back of, I don't remember what, is it a seagull? I can't remember. I haven't really seen the movie. But you know that scene where they're flying through the city? And there's all the lights and stuff behind them and all the building, all the windows with the lights on and the inside. There was 4 frames where instead of there being a window with lights on inside of it, it's just a woman with her breasts exposed to a camera on one of the windows, and it was like a hidden joke put in by the animators because nobody was going to watch it until nobody's gonna sit there in the theater and go, holy shit, what the fuck was that, right? Because you had no ability to until they put it on VHS.
What'd you say the name of this was again?
The Rescuers.
Why are you asking, Brady? Why are you asking?
Brady's gonna leave the call here a second to go furiously masturbate to Disney porn.
I gotta go.
I just made a discovery and it changes everything.
I need to be right back. Give me
you can fact check me on this. This is real.
Give me
real
3
thing.
hours. I'll be right back.
3 hours.
This is a straight goon sesh at this point.
I thought it was 6 hours. If you check how long it takes to beat off on how long to beat.com, it's about 6 hours for 400% completion. So I don't know.
What are you talking
The
about?
video game off. You check it on 100. How long does it take to 100% beat off? It says 8 hours.
I see.
You need to go see a doctor if that's the case, buddy. But like,
What was the thing the guy in CS said? If you have an erection that lasts more than 8 hours.
it won't go
That,
down.
yep. If you have an erection that lasts more than 8 hours,
Just that's it.
you know what they say.
You know what they say.
You're dead.
as the ancient proverb states, if you have an erection that lasts more than 8 hours,
You just die.
You just explode.
Just die. It's over.
Nah, somebody just writes in the death note, died from erection over 8 hours.
Died
That's
from
it.
too big a penis.
It's just too big. I can't handle it. I have to
yeah.
myself.
Death by impaling from the staff of Divinium Presidium.
But from
Ooh.
Facebook Marketplace.
Yup, the very same.
Executed in the Grimace jail.
Okay, so Ocean's 11 begins
Waterboarded with Grimace shake.
narration that never comes back, and it's the narrator saying, "It's Christmas, that time of year where everybody wants to like spread good cheer and goodwill among all men." And then it begins with them trying to plan a casino heist for nothing but their own benefit. So obviously that's a joke, but then it just doesn't get entertaining after that. We spend a full fucking hour with nothing cool happening, of just guys talking and like Dean Martin and shut up. With Dean Martin and Frank Sinatra getting
I wouldn't even
jerked
call
off
it a
in one of those
Christmas movie.
scenes.
It's
No,
What is a man?
Regrets.
I'm gonna start calling them by their characters' names if you don't shut the fuck up. But like,
Do you
what
even
are
know the
knowledge? You can
character's
tell me
name?
what
I thought the
any
plot
character
was
Yeah,
so
is.
tell
boring that
me
we never even
without
thought
looking.
those.
Tell me
Without
what
looking
Dean Martin's
right
character
now.
name is.
Sam Hart?
Yeah. Fuck you. You looked.
Of course you
Yeah,
Yeah,
remember.
you look.
This
you
guy
look.
uses a calc.
Yeah, this guy. That's your
What?
calculator, guys. By the
Oh,
way,
that's
if you
true.
didn't know, that's
Sure,
your
for
calculator.
I
This
only
guy
use
uses a
calculator because I
calculus.
can't do math any other way. Tell me what 5 plus 6 is. I
Yeah,
don't
no,
know.
fuck y'all and your calculators. I'm gonna use an abacus for this shit.
No, an
Being a
abacus.
Japanese
Japanese
Is
abacus?
Base.
Yeah,
Don't be-
Japanese abacus?
Look what my son made me. It's a real Japanese abacus.
Look
It's
what
like-
my son made me. It's a real Japanese abacus. I have cancer.
I got the big casino.
I think
Look, it's a Japanese abacus made from materials straight from Hiroshima.
just gone.
That's
They're
how
just
I got
splinters.
cancer.
Oh my
Well,
God.
you know, they did serve in World War II.
Which means
Yeah,
every one of them's a
they were
hero.
Is that what they
people.
did?
Yeah,
A
Yeah.
They
certain
dropped the
act
bomb on
in-
Hiroshima?
unlike Brad Pitt's character in The Good One, who did something else in World War II, but we'll get there.
You see, Frank Sinatra himself personally
Oh,
dropped
that
the
was
bomb
such
on
a
Hiroshima.
dumb
That's
joke.
true.
Yeah.
But he's a good
But
guy.
he's a
Dean-
good
Dean
guy!
Martin- I know for a fact that Dean Martin did the one on Nagasaki.
Well, remember, according to Ladnie, everyone who served in World War II
That's
is
what
a
they
good
argue
guy.
in the movie.
Is a good
Which
guy.
does
yeah.
mean that some people who did some funny things in China, according to Ladnie, are good people.
Every
Nagasaki ain't got shit.
Both officers involved in the 100-man beheading competition are good people.
The rape of Nanking was an objectively
So-
good thing
so
to happen.
I
That's
think
what I was
I-
getting
according
at.
to
I think
this.
it's time. I think it's time that we address the magical Asian man.
Yeah, so one of the characters,
one of the highlights of the film.
one of the
if you will.
characters, perhaps the financier for the whole gang that is letting everybody stay at his nice penthouse, has an Asian man as his butler.
Well, the way you
and-
said Asian man, he is an
Asian
Asian
man.
man.
He has one of them
Asian
Asian.
needed-
man.
Which we discovered that if it weren't for the fact that the filmmakers slash I don't know, I guess the characters were racist, they really needed him on the team, because there is a scene where you see him just straight up fucking disappear. He's there 1 minute, gone
Yeah.
the next. There's no sign of where he went. I think
It's
they
like
could got a
frame
lot of
by
mileage
frame.
out of a guy
Maybe
who can
off the
disappear.
screen.
In the space of like
you.
10 frames, he disappears into
Yeah,
thin air.
they cut to them on the phone and then he's gone. Like I think they need this guy on their team, honestly.
The
But
only
we're
good
getting ahead of
member.
ourselves, and I don't know where to start because like it's impossible. Essentially, the first hour of this movie is Frank Sinatra being an asshole and like Frank Sinatra being an asshole and then getting a bunch of people to join him on his casino heist. That's basically all it is. We need like
Yep.
3 major beats from this. We need to talk about the Asian butler. We need to talk about the big casino. We need to talk about Frank Sinatra's wife. Danny Ocean's wife.
Do we need to
Ex-wife.
talk about Frank Sinatra's wife?
It's true.
Not really.
Not really.
Comparative.
She has no real connection to the plot whatsoever.
And
but we need to
add
talk
a
about
Wait,
fourth
I can't
addendum.
remember. Was she at
We need
least
to talk
hot?
about.
What's really
We
important-
need to add 2 more things. We need
We
to
need to have
talk
the
about
Joker.
how the Joker, and we need to talk about blackface.
Well, yeah, but that's
Yeah. Hell
Um,
yeah.
we're talking
We
about just
gotta
right now.
talk about the
So-
blackface. That was like the only entertaining
so
part.
all of our
Okay,
characters.
you need to
Okay.
fucking calm down.
So all
You
of our
are
main-
going to be removed from the podcast.
First
You are
rape
Aw.
of
getting
Nanjing,
out of
now
hand.
the only entertaining part is blackface.
Listen. I did in fact bring up the 100-man beheading competition, but like
To be fair, I was directly hinting at the rape of Nanjing being a good thing according to you. But that's beside the point.
okay.
Uh-huh.
So let's talk about like the earliest thing to happen. All of our characters are good people because they served in World War II. The movie loves reminding you of the fact that all of our protagonists had served in World War II because that
Correct.
means, therefore, they are good people, and we don't have to feel bad about cheering for literal criminals. Sure. But like, yeah, there's just like there'll be nothing going on in a scene, and one of the characters will go, "Doesn't this remind you of World War II?" And the response is like, any natural response would be, "What the hell are you talking about, Dino?" But we don't get that in this movie. The second thing we need to talk about is one of our characters. We don't know his name. We don't even know who his actor is, but he has the big casino. He's literally introduced getting out of jail, and he meets his son for the first time. And his
Correct.
son gives him a Japanese abacus.
Abacus.
His
And
words.
then he goes to the doctor and
Abacus.
he has terminal lung cancer.
Or whatever the hell it is, and he phrases it
I'm
as, "What
assuming
is
it was lung cancer because they did an X-ray of his chest,
It
and I
could be
think
like
he also
stomach
smokes a
cancer,
lot.
though,
It's just
It
heart
could be heart
cancer.
cancer.
or
Is he
stomach
not
cancer.
smoking a ton on camera?
I don't know. It's possible, but everyone smoked
Back
a ton
then,
back
we
then.
knew for a fact that you don't get cancer from smoking. So
Yeah, you
Well,
don't get
that's still
cancer.
true.
Clearly.
yeah,
You get the asbestos lined cigarettes for
If you're listening to this, you should smoke as much as humanly
You-
possible. There
you-
are no medical
Smoke.
drawbacks.
you should
as
if you're
a
listening to this,
licensed medical professional, I confirm this is true.
as a
Why
guy
aren't
who
you
works
smoking yet?
as a guy who works at both as a guy who works at both a cigarette company and also a lung hospital, I want you to go and find
A
as
lung
many,
hospital.
where they treat the lungs. Duh, dumbass.
Yeah.
Rheumatoid hospital.
No, the lung hospital. I'm a lungologist. That's my job.
Dean
I need
Martin
you to go-
Hospital for Lungs.
Yeah, I need you to go find
Oh,
as
this is dumb.
many
This is so
unfiltered
dumb.
cigarettes as possible and inhale all of them at once.
Ain't that a kick in the lung?
Shut up.
Ain't that a good head? Jeffrey, break out Lucio.
Jeffrey, break out, Lucille. It's just like a pack of Lucky
Jeffrey,
Strikes.
kick him in the lungs.
Jeffrey, give him the big
which
casino.
Jeffrey is? Are we talking about Epstein or
No.
some other
No.
one?
No.
No,
No.
Sick
No.
No.
Okay.
How
Okay,
am I
this is
supposed to
you're,
know, all right?
you're on like strike 8 right now. You,
Need to
you brought up
calm it
the
down.
blackface 2 seconds into the episode.
And the non-kid
and then
massacre.
and then you started talking about the rape of Nanjing, and then you brought up the fucking whatever the fuck you just brought up. It's already
Jeffrey
gone.
Epstein.
Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein.
In
It was
in
redacted from my mind.
in massively important American
It's okay. We
media.
can just unredact it real quick.
So
Don't
okay,
put it in MS
so
Paint real quick.
Orion, in the massively important work of art from America, The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, which was most important for splitting off into The Fresh Prince of
The
Blair
Fresh
1, 2,
Prince
and
of
3.
Blair.
There was a character named Jeffrey, spelled Geoffrey, and he is the butler of the Banks family, and he's awesome.
Philip Banks.
Philip Banks, the biggest ass that ever lived. What a douche! You can drop dead, man. Oh my god, he's God. Okay, so yeah, one of our protagonists has terrible cancer that's going to kill him at the end of the movie. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And he's really only doing this heist so that way he can send his kid off to college so he can continue making real Japanese abacuses. So our
I'd
next
like
bit
to
of-
make an aside. I feel like it was like only in the big year 1960 you could have dialogue in a film like, "Give it to me straight, Doc. It's at the big casino," and no
Is
one
it
would
the
bat
big
an eye.
casino? Yeah.
Because I mean, whatever.
The-
Dean
the-
Martin's on screen.
The word cancer is not spoken.
No, you just kind of have
And
to know that
ever.
it's cancer.
The best part is that the doctor is just like completely understanding of what he means.
Yeah.
He doesn't go
Because
like,
he
"What
knew
Well,
he
the
had the
hell are
big
you
this-
talking
this
about?"
is-
dumbass.
This is the common
Come on,
parlance of the
Keaton.
day.
Yeah. He
You
knew
need to
he had the
fucking. You need
big
to. You
casino,
aren't even
and
on the
that's-
same wavelength as this movie. This movie is, this movie is a deep cerebral think. You need to. You need to have like a film studies degree to understand it.
When you're
So
watching
That's true.
Ocean's 11 and you're like crying because it's way more complicated than Stalker, and you wrote your whole PhD dissertation over it. I'll never
To be fair,
able to
you need to have
understand
a high
IQ
IQ
to
to
understand the original Ocean's 11.
the three separate scenes where Dean Martin sings "Ain't That a Kick in the Head" is really like.
All with
Isn't this
different
just-
arrangements.
I got my doctorate off of that one.
Yeah, isn't this just like
Off of
at
a
its
kick in the
core
head? That
a
sounds
message
like
a
a
message
horrible way
about
to get a degree.
the horrors, the upcoming horrors of the Vietnam War?
Dean Martin has seen it all the
Dean
ash,
Martin-
all the smoke.
Dean
Vietnam-
Martin. Vietnam was promised to Dean Martin 3,000 years ago.
Oh, when we die, we're all going to the bad place. Every single one of us.
We are
We're all
all
going
going
to
to
the
the
big
gulag
casino.
for this
We're
one.
all going to the big casino where they're gonna make us fucking what's the goddamn the Futurama bit of the scary door, which is the parody of the Twilight Zone, where it's like, you know, this gambler, what is it, like, this gambler is crossing the street, but now his life is going to change forever, and he gets hit by a car, and he wakes up in a casino and he goes, I was hit by a car, but now I'm in a casino. Well, I guess I better start playing. And he spins it, and he wins. And he goes, a casino where I win? I must be in heaven. And then he spins it again. A casino where I always win? That's boring. I must be in hell. No, Mr. Smith, you're not in heaven or hell. You're on an airplane. Oh my God, there's something on the wing. You gotta believe me. Why would I believe you? You're Hitler. No!
Huh?
I accepted that he was talking and then stopped listening.
That's a great
Yeah.
joke from Futurama. Holy shit. Have you never seen
I've
it?
seen a total of 2 episodes of Futurama.
Well, it's the funniest joke they've ever done. Because the funniest bit of it is that all of those are twists from actual episodes of The Twilight Zone.
Uh-huh.
That is a great episode of The Twilight Zone.
I mean, one
There's
of
an
them is a
episode of the
reference to
Twilight
Fats Brown.
Zone. There's an episode of the Twilight Zone where they turn out to be Hitler.
Yes. So there's an episode of The Twilight Zone where it's this old couple and they find a genie in a bottle, right? And they start asking for wishes, and all of them end up turning out like monkey paw style, end up being like twisted against them, right? And
Okay.
and the point, like, one of the lines in it is like, it's like they come to they wish for wealth, but it's like outdated currency, all sorts of stuff, right? And they goes, okay, fine, this can't be misconstrued in any way, shape, or form. I wish to be a powerful leader at the height of his power. And they make some Hitler in 1943. You're like, no.
By the way, you, the viewer,
Are
you
Hitler.
too are Hitler.
That's true. Rod Serling
We are
walks
all
out of the
Hitler.
We're all
television to tell you
Hitler.
that you are Adolf Hitler. Um.
We
Anyway.
are
I have
all
that video
Adolf Hitler,
somewhere
commander of
that
the
guy
Third
from that
Reich.
one History Channel.
Where
teaching
are
me
we
that
at in the movie right now?
Asian Butler.
Beginning.
He has the big casino.
Asian Butler.
He has
So,
cancer.
the benefactor.
We're not to where they're breaking
not
down
even
the.
asking.
We're not to where they're planning the crime yet. Just like in the.
Just that's true. We're 30 minutes.
We'll
in
get
and
there about
we
2
haven't
hours
even-
into the podcast.
We're 30 minutes
Yeah.
into the podcast and we haven't even begun.
About
This is
five-
going to be a
about-
crime.
About
5-hour
half as long
episode
as
of the
it takes
podcast.
to get through to that point in the movie.
Yeah, we're an hour. We're 30 minutes in right now. Where in the remake they are already planning the podcast, planning the heist, and already going through with like
They're
a lot
planning
of
the
the.
podcast. Back
Yeah.
before that
They're
was
planning the
popular for
podcast.
They're
Brady,
planning the heist. At this point in the remake,
George
they're
Clooney
planning.
was like,
Yeah,
guys,
Dean-
it
Dean-
could
Guys.
be in a
Martin-
dream.
Dean Martin walks up to the head of the table and he's like, "Guys, I know this fella named Joe Rogan. We're gonna,
That's that right there.
He's-
That's how we're gonna start our
he's
party, guys.
he's gonna sell rhino horn boner pills to children. It's gonna be great."
So, yeah, at this
and
point,
then they go rob a casino.
so we're 30 minutes into the podcast right now. Let's get across an idea about this. At this point in the remake of the movie, they are already like they've already
Planning the
whole.
heist.
They've already planned it all.
Yeah.
They're preparing to get it all ready. They're preparing for the
The
heist.
11 are all together.
They're all
The
together.
11 are all together, and the heist is at least mostly planned.
You say
Yeah.
the 11 are all together. Really, we only know like 3 of them anyway, so it doesn't matter.
We
But
know
yes,
like 5, but yeah.
I can name
we
3
know
of
all
the
of 'em.
people in that film.
We know all of them except for the one like electrician guy.
We know all of them
Uh,
except for that we don't know any of their
The
names.
the electronics
looks
guy, the
like-
surveillance
the
guy.
guy who looks like Tony Shalhoub but isn't Tony Shalhoub.
Correct.
As far as I know, it was just Frank, Dino, Sammy, and the rest of them were just
No,
Frank's
we're-
mob
we're
ties
ta-
who asked to be in the movie.
That's possible.
Pretty much,
As,
yeah.
as far as I can
Oh
remember,
no, I
there
thought
was
we were
the
talking
guy
about
that
the
faked
new
the heart
one.
attack,
I thought we were
talking
talking
the
about
about
the new
guy
one.
who
Okay.
pretended to be a doctor for
Well,
the guy
then
that
we're
faked the
talking
heart
about
attack.
Dino.
That's
Somebody
true.
said Dino, and I'm confused.
I
Yeah.
think
We're all
There was
caught
the
up.
guy who was always eating. There was the Asian
Okay,
guy who did a
this
cool
is-
backflip.
That's the remake, though. That's
Yeah,
what we're talking
okay.
about.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm confused. Are we
Okay,
talking about
hold
the
on.
remake or
Okay,
the original
I'm
now?
talking about the remake right now because there's George
Oh, okay.
Clooney, there's
I thought
Bernie
we were
Mac,
on the original film. My
who-
bad.
who is like a con man. There's Brad Pitt. There's Ross's dad from Friends. There's Ben Affleck's brother. There's the electronics guy that I don't know
Who looks
fuck
like
about.
Tony Shalhoub.
There's the brother of Ben Affleck's brother in the movie, but not in real
The
life.
The brother of
There-
Ben
there's-
Affleck.
There's
Also
there's
not
the
Ben
little
Affleck's
there's
other brother.
there's the little Asian fella.
Donnie
There's
Yen.
there's Donnie. That's wildly.
What?
Um,
Is that not his name?
there's Don. No,
Hold on.
Donnie
just
Yen is
Yen.
the guy from Rogue One.
It's
He's the guy from
Yen.
Ip Man.
No, it's just Yen. That's right. No, I was
There's
thinking.
Don Cheadle.
Don Cheadle doing a
Oh.
really bad British accent.
Easily the
Matt
worst part of
Damon's
the
in it.
film is Don Cheadle's
See,
British accent.
What's funny is I'm not even thinking of Ip Man when I say Donnie Yen. I'm thinking of the one fucking line from Lust for Life, which I now realize is Johnny Yen, but whatever. He's coming in again.
What's up with you today? What's up with
With
you today,
liquor and
Ladnie?
drugs and a flesh machine.
You're just
He's
getting
gonna do another
confused.
striptease.
You're just confusing all your Asians.
No,
He's
Yes.
bending
had-
the spoon with
I
his
had
mind,
many
okay? Come
conversations
on.
with Asians today, and I did not confuse. a
And
single one.
and then the last but
They all
not
understood
least,
me
there's
clearly.
Carl Reiner, who
Yeah.
becomes Russian and then has a fake heart attack.
And Matt Damon.
He gets the big casino in the film.
I
but
said
it's not
Matt
really-
Damon already.
Hey, Matt
Yeah.
Damon. Sorry, I was
Yeah,
only
it's
thinking
like
about
the
my
second
racism
name he listed.
against
And then
Asians.
and then Julia Roberts is there, but she's not one of the 11. She's just George Clooney's ex-wife.
Yeah.
And she's doing the head of the casino, who is Andy Garcia, who is like discount Al Pacino, who is in the third movie
Who
and
event-
is a better villain.
Yeah, and eventually he comes back to be the nemesis
Correct.
of
He
Al Pacino.
Yes, he is one of Ocean's 13.
Yep.
Say
Ocean's
Al
13.
Pacino's in the 13 film.
Yep.
Yeah,
Not Al anymore. It's
it's
Dunk.
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 Don't dead name
Achino.
him.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
It's a whole new game.
Dunk. That's referring to the transition. That's the whole new game. Duncan.
It's a whole new game.
The
It's a whole
Dunkachino
new game
commercial.
is referring to Ocean's 14. That
The
Al
Dunkachino
Pacino's
commercial
gonna
is a
be one of.
trans allegory, just like the Matrix.
Just like the Matrix.
Um.
Al Pacino replacement. Never mind.
It's okay, I forgive you. Words are hard. We've all been there.
Oh my god. Okay, so it's so hard to talk about the original one because nothing happens.
Let's skip to the Joker.
Let's skip to the Joker. So one of the guys in the group in the 11, his wife is getting fucked by his mom is getting fucked by the Joker,
Yeah, his mom is getting fucked by the Joker.
and the Joker is
Who's
not
also a
important
fat.
for the start. And the conversation they have is
Yeah.
massively boring, and the Joker doesn't really
Yeah,
do
and
anything.
then the guy who's in the 11 who's
Who knows?
slips some of the Joker gas into the Joker's drink. And he's poisoned, so he has to go to the other room to get the antidote. And then
The
his
funny
mom
part
comes
is
downstairs
we can
and is
say
like,
whatever the fuck we want because nobody's going to watch this.
yeah. And then
We can say
but
whatever the fuck we want
there's-
because it'd be
there
more
is
interesting
a
than the original
little
film.
fun Easter egg in this movie that you'll notice if you watch the movie, which you should because it's a masterpiece.
Andre
That when you watch
Tarkovsky.
the movie, you'll notice Cesar Romero never shows palms to the camera, and that is
He's turning
because
into
they
the
are
Joker.
covered in white Joker paint the whole time.
Kurosawa has nothing on this film.
Yeah,
All of his
famously, Kurosawa and Tarkovsky went to the theater together to watch this movie when it first came out, and they were both considering suicide
Yeah.
after leaving because
So-
they knew
so
they
you
could
know
not
how-
do anything better ever.
So you know how the Magnificent Seven is like a Western remake of Seven Samurai?
Yeah.
Seventh Samurai is a Japanese remake of the original Ocean's
Except that the original Ocean's 11 came out 6 years after Seven Samurai.
Correct.
Sure.
Did
Correct.
anyone else
It's
know
because
that,
Dean Martin saw it all in his vision. that
Did
he
anyone
had.
else know that the director of Ocean's 11 also directed All Quiet on the Western Front?
Actually,
No?
Did he actually?
Which
Really?
one? Which
so he was
Outlier?
The original,
responsible for good
1930.
films?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Holy
He did.
fuck.
He just
also-
got better and better.
He also directed Of Mice and Men.
Yeah.
We just
Really?
disconnected.
Mutiny
What?
on the Bounty as well.
What? Am I
I
hearing
don't think
things? I'm
anything
hearing
is
things.
connected.
I'm
Thanks.
hearing things. Okay, my bad. I just heard disconnect noise. It was my game. Anyway.
Okay.
Huh.
Ocean's
So-
11 was the last movie this guy ever directed fully.
I'm sure he died happy.
It gave him the
I
big
think
casino.
He had a stroke.
He had the big casino.
Yeah,
They played Ain't That a Kick in the Head at his wake.
they played.
Who do you think?
You know, it's great. Despite the fact that we keep playing it for the bit, I think we've still heard it less than we have in the film.
That's true.
Well,
Haven't-
because I haven't played it in full yet.
What do you
This is
think?
true.
What do you think you win at the big casino?
Probably everything.
Because we argued about cancer treatment is what you win, or do you win cancer?
You win cancer. That's funnier.
Because like our idea of it was that you're playing at the
What it-
strangely like the machine that's based off of like an ancient period of world history that's vaguely racist despite that, and then so like you spin the wheel and it like gives you a bunch of like eyes of Ra, and then the white pharaoh appears on the screen and it says congratulations colorectal, and then it hits you with 100 millisieverts of radiation. and you just die.
You win like a nice mid-sized sedan.
That has
You win a trip in the iron lung.
Yeah, it has a plutonium core in the back. You can't get rid of it.
Yeah.
With
It
a
is a
nice
toy.
big camera
It is
button
it is
on
a 1991 Toyota Corolla that
That's
has a
nuclear powered.
that has a
that is
plutonium
nuclear
reactor in the back.
power. It
I
is
think you
the
would-
core is unstable. It is leaking about 12 rontgens per second.
Per second.
I don't think
Jesus.
they measure per second.
That's how
Do they
you know
measure
it's bad,
dosage in
dude.
per second?
Yeah, that's how you know it's
Clearly, you're
fucking
not very
unstable.
familiar with rontgens, are you?
You're not familiar with
No,
the
I'm not. I am
1991
not. I'm
Toyota
not
Corolla,
familiar
are you?
with the old, outdated Russian
You're not a
system
car
for
guy, huh?
measuring
Rontgen is
radiation.
German. Thank you very
Okay,
much.
whatever.
You bigot.
Whatever.
I thought Röntgens were still used.
I'm neither of
No,
those nationalities,
they
so I
got
don't care.
replaced
Is it Miley Sieverts now?
by- Maybe.
What you win at the big casino is a roll of Smarties and a Slinky. And if you do
It's
really good,
officially
you get some
replaced by
silly
the System
bands.
International unit coulomb per kilogram, whatever the fuck a coulomb is.
The big
Coulomb?
casino
I
is
don't know how
really
to
just a
pronounce
Chuck
it.
E. Cheese.
But other modern units like Gray and Sievert are used for
Okay.
absorbed dosing.
Have you
stuff.
ever?
What's the pizza like then?
What's the pizza at the big casino like?
Yeah.
Mutated.
So is it
Of course, of course.
what if you had to spend 5 nights at the big?
No.
You should feel
It's just-
ashamed of yourself.
It's just
You should-
Dean Martin trying to kill you the entire time.
It's Dean Martin in the fucking
instead of
spring
animatronics,
trap
it's just the entire
suit.
Rat Pack.
You
Okay.
have to
Yeah,
wind up
right.
the
Oh my
music
God.
box plays do 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 do
Okay,
do do.
so
You look at Pirate Cove and it's Sammy Davis Jr. peeking out from behind the curtain.
Because he's missing an eye. He works for the pirate character.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
Which one's Frank Sinatra?
Obviously
Clearly
Freddy
Freddy.
Fazbear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
obviously
Right,
Freddy
right.
Fazbear.
Yeah, of course, of course.
You have to watch out
Is,
for
is,
Golden
Dean,
Sinatra.
is Dean Martin Bonnie?
Dean Martin's probably Chica.
Dean Martin is not
Sinatra.
Chica.
Holy shit. Okay.
Dean
so,
Martin is Golden Freddy.
So after they get everybody
Fair
together,
enough. Yeah.
after they get everybody together,
No.
to form
Chica
Ocean
is
Shut the fuck up. So after they get everybody together to form the Ocean's 11,
that would be
come to
Frank
the-
Sinatra's wife.
they come to the conclusion of why
Yeah,
they're doing
yeah,
this.
she's probably Chica.
So
Can
they
we
come.
stop this line of conversation?
Can we just shut the fuck up? So we come
No.
after everybody gets together. The full 11 gets together and meets at the dude's house. They come to the conclusion of why they should be robbing this place. This is not a part of the original film, but we're going to be recontextualizing this entire thing. This movie is about Dean Martin formed the first Dean Martin's All-American and Slave All Women Party of the United States.
Hell yeah.
In which they ask, "What are we doing this for?" And Dean Martin says, "I'm going to run for president." And they ask, "What's your platform?" And he goes, I'm going to get rid of the 20th and the 14th Amendment and remove the vote from women and then make them all slaves." Which neither of those amendments protect
Yeah.
those things. He needs to
Yeah,
get rid of the 19th and the 13th Amendment in order to do that.
Yeah,
So
the
he's just bad at
Dean
counting.
Martin's main position is changing when the term of the president starts.
And then
in this movie.
also,
Alright.
and then also denying people their civil rights based off of
based on race.
Completely.
based on race and gender and all sorts of things. Except that you still can't vote. What the fuck? So, all right. So what?
So
their
they do
plan
the
is-
heist.
So what their plan is that they're gonna turn off all of the power in LA by driving a truck into a big power line.
LA.
LA. You're just gonna fuck up LA for no reason.
they turn off all the power in LA, and then they go to
Fuck
Vegas and they
California.
rob the casino.
They need to knock out.
Fuck
They need to,
LA. All my
they-
homies hate LA.
They need to knock out that power
deserved
center
it.
so that way their coup can go off without a hitch.
The first
very
step in
important.
the Ocean's 11 plot is starting the California wildfire, and then they go and rob.
Then the rest of the movie can happen.
They
So,
set Jeff
The first
Bridges'
order
house
of
on
business
fire,
is
and then they
activating
went
the San
to
Andreas Fault.
Las Vegas.
So their plan is that they're going to knock out the power in all of Las Vegas. And then what that's going to do is that all the casinos, their electric locks that go into the rooms where they keep all the money are going to be knocked out during that time. And they go, well, what don't we have that only give us, well, they only have backup generators? And they go, don't worry. We have enough time that it takes for them to sing Auld Lang Syne, which is about 3 minutes. If you don't do it in time,
Yes.
you die.
Yeah,
So-
if they all had cyanide capsules in their teeth, and
Yeah,
if they finished singing Auld Lang Syne a little too early, they were all gonna take them.
Yeah.
And then they were
So-
gonna go back in time and assassinate Archduke Ferdinand.
They're going back in time to the first
quick
question.
Thanksgiving to
Thanksgiving.
get turkey off the menu.
What they're gonna do is what they
They're
actually
back in time to the first Thanksgiving to kill.
First Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Real
They're
quick,
gonna go
what
back
version
in
of Auld
time
Lang
and
Syne is
kill
3
Auld Lang
minutes
Syne.
long? Because I can't think of any version of Auld Lang Syne that is 3 minutes long.
It's not. They
Not-
repeat it like a couple of times in the movie.
Yeah, you
And
have
like-
to do it. Yeah, it's not singing Auld Lang Syne if you don't do like 3 encores.
You have
right?
well, maybe back in
Duh.
the 60s it was customary to sing I guess more like the 50s at this time, but it was customary to sing the entirety of the Scots poem in order
Right.
you get all of
Otherwise,
it
the
out.
New Year will not be good.
You can't. I mean,
Dead air.
dead air,
Start
dead air,
speaking.
dead
Start
air.
speaking.
So the so
No.
leave me alone, Mr. New Vegas. Leave me alone. So, anyway, so that's their plan: is that they're gonna knock out all the power, they're gonna steal all of the money in the time it takes for them to sing Auld Lang Syne, and then leave. And that's what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do that, and then
But one of them
They
has a
So
heart
right
attack.
then,
after exfilling,
big casino man has a heart attack and fucking dies.
And then
in his
they have
first and most noteworthy place in the entirety of the Wikipedia summary, he has the
Yeah,
big
that is his
casino and
only.
dies.
That is the only time that Tony Bergdorf, which is the character's name, is mentioned in the Wikipedia plot summary for Ocean's 11.
yeah, they don't even bother to introduce him.
Yeah, it just says it
That is
goes over the whole
exactly
first
how
part,
you
and then it
spell the
says the
character.
gang's electrician Tony Bergdorf suffers a fatal heart attack in the middle of the strip,
He suffers a
and
fatal
it
heart
Dang,
attack.
does
they-
not
dies.
mention
Dang,
that he
he was
has cancer
stripping
because it is
too?
not a relevant part of the movie that he has cancer.
Well, it explains why he's getting in on the job after immediately getting out of prison. What motivates him? Because he's
No,
gonna
no,
die.
it's
and
'cause
he
he- it's
can't
'cause-
secure it.
It's because he was in World War II.
That's
It's
true.
because he was in World War II.
Little
We
did
were
you know,
we were
actually,
joking
every
about this
single
earlier.
veteran
It
of the
truly
Second
is.
World
The
War.
movie spends the entire time going, doesn't this remind you of World War II? And you're like, what? And it's like, yeah, when we stole everything from Hitler's house. Like, what the fuck were they doing in World War II?
They were all a part of the 45th
Obviously, they were
Infantry. They're all
stealing
just
things from Hitler's
kleptomaniacs.
house.
It's true. But like they were part of the 82nd Airborne, and they just like stole shit. Apparently, is what they did for the entirety of the war. And now that they've come
It's
back, they can't.
Catch-22. They were part of the company.
They can't. Yeah, they're part of the company, the syndicate. You mean? But
The Syndicate.
They
I've
can't-
never
they
read the book
can't-
Watch, so
they
my
can't
bad.
adapt back to civilian life, so they have to do what they did on the inside.
Which is steal.
Steal.
Oh,
Do a
and
lot of
if
stealing.
you do anything wrong, you get 1 to 5, and they take your wife and kids.
That's true. And if you don't have a wife and kids, the state
Yep.
will provide one to you before your trial.
Just
Yeah,
for
the state. You
Here,
do not have a wife and
have a
kid. The state will
child.
provide one to you. You
It's
have
part of
the
your-
right to an attorney.
You have the right to remain silent, and you have the right to sing as loud as you want. Ain't that a kick in the head in the back of the police car?
You also have the right to sing Auld Lang Syne for exactly 3 minutes and 28 seconds.
If you do it longer than that, you die.
If you do it longer than that, you die, and we don't provide you a wife and kid to take from you. And then you get 1 to fucking billion.
I like the implication that you are dead, but you're still gonna be in there. For a
Yeah.
billion
Oh yeah, no, they don't just let you out if you die. No,
Have
they
you
keep
never
you
go
been
there until
hard.
your
in?
sentence is
Yeah,
finished.
my bad. I've
Connor,
never
have you
been
never
in.
been on the
You've never
inside?
been on the inside?
It's just what
Have
they
you
do.
ever read Rita Hayworth in The Shawshank Redemption?
I really
Dude,
thought
I
you were
was.
about to say Reba.
No!
Have
Oh
you,
God!
have you ever watched season 4 of Reba? The season
It's
where Reba
just like
goes to
being in
prison?
prison.
We only owned 1 through 3. I
Yeah,
can't watch season
that's so true. You can't watch season 4, the prison season. The
I-
season where she knocks off a high-ranking political figure and then goes on the inside.
I actually, when I was in prison, my cellmate was a guy who was only half a millennia into his sentence of like 1 billion years.
He
His
was
name
just
is
a skeleton.
his name was Murray. He was a pretty cool guy, but like I had to
We called
carry
him
him
Mr.
everywhere.
Bones.
Mr. Bones, yeah, I had to carry him to like commissary and everything.
Yeah. When I was in prison, my cellmate was Reba.
This
God
is
damn
a
it.
single mom who worked 2 jobs.
Yeah, she keeps telling me about how she's
Single mom who
2
worked
jobs.
jobs. So
She loves her kids and never stops.
so cancer man catches the big casino and has a heart attack and dies. So
But
the
she
police
can't love her kids anymore because they took them from her when she got 1 to 5.
That's true. So the police pick up they pick up his body on the strip and they go, I don't know who this guy is. Do you know who this guy is? Let's
Yeah.
go figure out who this guy is. And they call his widow, his now widow,
Correct.
and go, your husband was found dead on the strip. What do you want us to do with him? And he's like, I guess you can send him back to wherever was it, San Francisco?
It actually was California.
I think
yeah,
it was
And
it was
the
San
11,
Francisco.
now the 10 are like, well, we got to figure out how to get all this money out of here because the heat are now on us. More accurately, the Joker is on us.
Yeah,
they're
the Joker has figured out
The Joker has
because
figured
news
everything
is
out.
out.
coming
The
for
news
us.
is out. They
because
finally
because
found
the
them.
guy who the Joker is banging his mom asked his mom for money, and then Mysterio and was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go skiing or whatever."
I'm gonna go skiing in Squaw Valley with all of my friends.
I'm gonna go skiing, and I need money to do that. And he takes the money, and then the mom sees Frank Sinatra in Vegas when the robberies happen, and she knows that that Danny and her son are friends, so she's like, oh, well, they must have. Well, she doesn't think that. Cesar Romero's like, well, they must have done the robbery. Give me half of the money.
Yeah, and their plan is, well, we don't have the money because we have to go get it from the place now. So
Yeah, because they put the money in the
in-
coffin of the guy that died.
well, no, the plan is that originally the money was all in the garbage, and then they went out, got the garbage, and then after
Yes.
that they were gonna put the money in the coffin of the guy, so that way they could still continue to say, "Hey, man, we don't have the money." And so when the money gets shipped over to San Francisco, they can go
Yeah.
get it there, and then they don't have to deal with the Joker anymore. So
Yeah,
when they
and then
break into the funeral home in order to go put the money in the coffin, they all
They
do
do
blackface, and they all
do
look at
blackface.
Sammy Davis Jr. and go, "Damn, man, how do you get this shit off?" And Sammy Davis Jr. goes, I always knew that this color would get me somewhere in this one of these days."
Dude,
he
first
says,
he
well,
goes
no,
to have a
they say,
response,
yeah,
is
they say,
the-
how do we get this off? And he goes,
And he's
well,
about to
I
tell 'em.
usually,
Yeah, that's true.
and then he looks at him and he's like,
Which
you
apparently,
got me.
this joke fully implies that Sammy Davis Jr. is either not a real black man, or all black people have to put it on every day.
or that he is a black man, but he wants to be more black for some reason.
We have 3 options here.
Yeah.
Which one
Which
is
is it?
funniest to you? Take that one.
Which path, white man?
What kind of monster are you?
I'm a black man.
So they do
yeah,
that,
that's the only funny joke in the movie,
and then they show
and
up,
it's deeply problematic.
and then they show up for the funeral. And during the funeral, they hear a really loud noise while they're having the church service, and they go, "What the hell is that?" And they go, the widow wants the body cremated instead of sent back full, and they go,
Yeah,
"Well,
because the funeral director's like, oh, you could
you could cremate him too."
instead of
Yeah.
you could cremate him instead of
inter-
It
sending him
costs a
back and
shit ton of money,
spending
and
all
you'd
the
be eating
money
into
that was
good
left
quality.
to you on this
Yeah.
funeral. You could just cremate him, and then they cremate the money, and the entire heist was for. It was literally had no purpose.
And then Sammy Davis Jr. is credited last for some reason.
Yeah,
He's
Sammy
the
Davis
first guy
Jr.
on screen as they're walking away, and then he gets left behind by all the other characters.
Yeah,
and
everybody else
credited
walks
last.
together, and then they leave Sammy Davis Jr. They abandon.
After asking how he gets his off.
Yeah.
Well, usually you just kind of stroke it really hard. So, um,
How do you beat off?
so you have to boot the game, and
Takes
then
8
install.
hours.
You have to.
How long does it take to beat off?
Yeah, so you got to.
Well, first you gotta develop a better brand of bug spray.
So you have to install the game. You have to translate it from French
Kill
to
yourself.
English, and then you have to translate the game
Planning
from
on
French
it,
into
don't
English, or you can
Or
play it without the translation. I mean, it's not really important.
You just
And then you
learn
gotta
to
go
speak
through.
French, jackass.
That's also true. So you go through zone 0, then you go to zone 1, and you go to zone 2, and then you go to zone 3, and then you complete the room, and then after that you choose to either do the batter's ending or the judge's ending, and after that you win. It takes about 8 hours. So that's how you beat off.
Oh, and Red Skelton's in the movie.
Red Skelton's in the movie too, and he almost
he-
beats up a
and
man
he- and
because he
he's-
wouldn't let him gamble
yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, he's upset because he tells the guy at the front desk of the casino, "Hey, don't let me gamble more than this specific limit because I have a gambling problem." And then he gambles all that away, and he goes back to the guy and he's like, "Let me gamble." The guy's like, "No, you told me not to." And then Red Skelton gets really upset and tries to attack him, and Frank
police
Sinatra
take
is
him
just
away.
kind of sitting there watching the whole time. And then that's Red Skelton's entire part in the movie.
Yep. So, the remake is vastly better. To begin with,
Yes.
Danny Ocean is the beginning of the movie is that Danny Ocean is in prison and has been in there for however long. I don't remember how long I said it was. And he's on parole when he gets
I
released.
don't remember if
5
they
and
said.
they took his kids.
Yeah, 1 to 5, and they took his
Took his
wife and
kids.
gave her to what's his face, Andy Garcia.
Yeah. So, to begin with, why in the original movie, why is Danny robbing the casino? Because he's bored. Why is Danny
Yeah.
robbing the casino in the remake? Because Danny really wants to get back at the guy who's currently fucking his wife. So,
Correct.
so
He doesn't like being a cuck.
great bit in it too, where he goes originally, and
George
he goes,
Cuckney.
it's true. Great bit in it where he's talking to his parole officer, and he says, "No,
Mhm.
I would never dream of leaving the state," and then he immediately flies to Vegas.
The first
to
thing he
LA.
does is leave the state.
First thing he does is leave the state. He picks up his buddy Rusty, who is currently right now teaching Topher Grace and his gang how to play cards, and all of them are bad at
Yes,
it. and he
Topher
wants to kill
Grace.
himself.
Topher Grace portraying the cinematic character of Topher Grace.
Whom he reprises for 2 more roles.
It's
incredible.
one more actually. I looked it up. He only shows
he's
up
not
in
in the 13.
12.
That's right.
Yeah, he's not in 13.
I hope they
Which is
kill
why
him
that's
in
a
12.
half-star movie. It would have been 5 stars if Topher Grace was there, but it is a half-star movie.
I hope that Topher Grace dies in like a violent shootout in the second one, and that's why he's not in the.
I thought you were about to say. I thought you were about to say in real life.
In a violent shootout.
I hope Topher Grace dies in a violent shootout.
That's what I
I
want.
hope he doesn't make it.
Out of
to
every
God, I want you to kill Topher Grace.
out of like all like B tier celebrities, that's what I want. It's just for them to die in a violent shootout with the police, like the guy who sang the Peanut Butter Jelly Time song.
What?
Did you not know that?
What?
Did you not know this, Brady?
What?
Can we get the pen pineapple
Yeah,
apple pen
hold
guy
on.
in on this too?
I don't want the
Violent shootout
pin
of
pineapple
police?
apple pin guy to die in a violent shootout.
I want you to look up the guy who sang the Peanut Butter Jelly Time song and what happened to him.
Peanut butter jelly time. the buckwheat boys.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey.
I will not. There's no information about the
Does it tell
buckwheat
you?
boys.
Hold on.
No, on
Hold on.
Wikipedia. Produced
My
by
source is that
Chipman.
they made it the fuck up.
Let's see. Hold on. Yeah.
What a beat to be responsible
Hold
for
on.
producing.
So I have no actual proof for any of this because these is like all like put on like tabloid sites.
My
But
source is that I made it the fuck
as
up.
far as I understand from this, right? I don't know what the fucking citation for this is, along with other things. But today I learned the guy from Peanut Butter Jelly Time song died in an 11-hour police standoff, during which time his brother-in-law Snoop Dogg attempted to calm him down and surrender.
His brother-in-law Snoop Dogg. I
What?
think this is not real.
I think you're making shit up right here. If I'm being real with you, I think you just make this one up, and you're just now realizing it.
No, I believe it actually is real.
And your kids will die too.
And your kids died too.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the remake
Back
of
to
Ocean's
it. Back to it. Let's see. Anyway, so yeah, he goes immediately over to go pick up Rusty, and he goes, "Okay, I've got a plan for robbing a casino." And he's like, "Okay, let's go talk to our wealthy benefactor,
real
Ruben."
quick. We need
Yeah.
to do a sidebar about Brad Pitt's character.
Brad
in
Pitt's
this.
character is never on
because
yeah, go for it.
because
on screen a couple
because
times.
we established in the first movie that all of those characters served in World War II.
This is Brady's
and
crowning achievement
that's why
in
they're
life,
good
and
people.
he's so excited to explain it.
And that's why they're good people in the first movie, because they served in World War II. We have, as a group, collectively decided that Brad Pitt's character in the remake of Ocean's 11, he instead of serving in World War II,
do you hear the excitement in his voice as he's about to tell this joke? He's about to unveil it like it's like $1 billion.
he ordered in World War II, and that's why he's eating the whole.
There are like maybe 3 scenes when he doesn't actively have food going into his mouth, and
Yeah,
all of
he's
them.
Correct.
All
And
the
I made
fucking
that
time.
I made that joke while we were watching the movie, and Ladnie peaked his mic and got so upset that I made that
Well,
joke.
it was funny because my
He
immediate
was-
response was
he
I
was-
interpreted order during World War II as like being an officer giving orders. I'm like, well, that's still serving in the military. And then I realized what he meant was ordering food at a restaurant. And I yelled so loud that my mic peaked.
He was working in some random ass Chinese food joint.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Which is where the magical Asian man went. He
That's
ordered the
true.
food from the magical
Exactly.
Asian
That's
man.
how he knows him.
That's true.
That's how
There's
he
the
knows
connection.
him, and that's how he recruited him in his reincarnated little acrobatic form.
Yeah, as
to
the amazing
help
Yen.
them
Now
on
who's
this
being
heist.
racist?
The amazing Yen shows up.
Hey, he is we established that the guy in the first movie is like an eldritch trickster god.
Yeah.
I suppose that's true.
I can't
It's
believe
amazing to
I can't
show
believe
how,
that he
how
has
much more
Zinch as his,
racist everybody
his
else
butler.
is when it's not me being racist.
It's crazy that he has
Well,
Zinch as his butler. Anyway, so they get together their team. So first thing they do, they go to Ruben to see if they can get him to be their buddy Ruben to see if he can be a benefactor for
Ross's
them.
dad. From
Ross's
Friends,
dad
just
from
to
Friends.
translate.
And they go to Ruben and they go, "Hey man, we want to rob this casino." And his first response is, "No, asshole. Nobody's ever done it. The last
Yeah.
guy,
Also,
the
it
guy
should
who's
be noted
gotten the
real quick,
closest was murdered."
He calls
Yeah,
him schmuck.
That's
and
true.
then Ladnie had a conniption because he was like, "That's not his word. He's not Jewish." Famously, this
And
man
he's
is Jewish.
Elliot. His name is Elliot Gould.
His
How
name is
many
not-
shekels is that guy worth?
Whoa!
Okay, whoa!
Pardon?
Pardon?
No,
Hey,
no,
I'm
Orion's
Jewish.
Jewish.
I can
It's
say
okay.
it.
He can
You're
say that.
He's
Jewish?
not Jewish.
Yes, I am.
What's
he has family
Prove
that
it.
celebrates still.
What's your Hebrew
Yes.
name?
Hebrew
Orion,
name.
dumbass.
Yeah.
It's his Greek name. Don't lie to me.
I don't know, but I know my Wu-Tang name at least.
Yeah.
This is
So-
when we
Yeah,
all
I
unveil our
discovered
Wu-Tang
mine, and
names.
just for the record, I need to scroll back up. I believe it's sarcastic assassin.
Yep.
But
So-
sarcastic spelled
with K's.
SARKASTIK.
SARKASTIK.
So, they go to Ruben. Ruben goes, "No, guys, you're not going to do it because literally the last guy to do it was the last guy to try and rob a casino was literally gunned down in the street.
Yeah,
he almost
and
got
there's a
out
really
of there.
cool montage.
No,
But-
the only guy to ever actually make it outside the walls
Was
got gunned
gunned
down. In the street. Yeah.
More importantly, though, he's completely writing over the history of the time that Elvis and his three twins showed up and robbed the casino, and they got
And
away.
they're also forgetting the time that
Danny Ocean,
uh,
his gang,
Dean
robbed.
Martin robbed the casino and sang "Ain't That a Kick in the Head" 3 separate times on the
Keaton,
way.
could you
Jeffrey,
please do your
they
play
Elvis
Ain't
impression?
That a Kick in the Head.
Give me 1 second.
Maybe later.
And ain't that just a kick in
That's the wrong one. I could be wrong on this. I could be very, very wrong.
Anyway,
but I don't think
I
that was Ain't That a
don't
Kick in
think
the Head.
I don't think you know music.
So
My
afterward, they tell Ruben, "Well, we're gonna rob. Which one are we gonna rob?" He's like, "We're gonna rob the MGM Grand." He's like, "That was my old casino. That's Benedict Casinos now. You're trying to get at Benedict? I'm in." So they've got the money. They've got the funding on it. They gotta go.
Yeah,
They gotta go get the more people. So they gotta go get Don Cheadle and his amazing, terrible British accent. They gotta go get the
Yeah.
amazing Yen and his great acrobatic skills and also being
Yeah.
a contortionist. Then they gotta go get Matt Damon.
Bernie Mac.
They gotta get Bernie Mac, obviously. Bernie Mac is the first person he meets.
Yeah,
And then they gotta go
they've got to get Carl
two-
Reiner.
Yeah, and they gotta go get the 2 Mormon boys from Utah. And then who else did they gotta get? They gotta get you already said Carl
The
Reiner.
the technician guy.
Yeah, we gotta go get Tony Shalhoub.
Yeah, but not Tony
Shalhoub.
Shalhoub. Yeah,
And then
I feel like there's another
I
that
feel like
we're
we're missing
forgetting.
somebody.
Well,
the
no,
way that
Elliot Gould is one of them. So that I
Yeah.
think that's who we think we're forgetting.
Possibly. It's funny because I'm saying that I feel like we're missing somebody as if I know who we're missing, but I genuinely don't know. Anyway, so their
And if you
plan.
look really closely in the background, you can see a 28-year-old Leonardo DiCaprio flirting with an 18-year-old girl.
I don't know if you're making
That's
a
not a
joke.
What
or
are
not.
you talking
What are you
about?
talking
That
about?
could be
I
a
don't
joke.
That's
Honestly,
not in
have
the
you
movie.
ever
The
have you
later
ever
we
thought I
go,
know what
the
I'm
more
talking about?
incoherent we get out of.
Be
the more
honest.
incoherence we get out of Orion. So they're
Do you think I ever know what I'm talking about?
compared to the original movie's plan, which was get the money when we set the power, when we destroyed the power of Las Vegas and then dump it in the trash. This movie's plan is we're going to send somebody in to pretend to be a foreign billionaire.
Carl Reiner.
Carl
He's
Reiner's
Russian.
going to be the foreign billionaire. He's not supposed to be. Well, it's not truly a Russian accent. But
It's an accent,
I-
and every single
Zerga is
Slavic person I know would have a
totally.
come up with
Yeah,
it.
that's totally not a Russian accent. I don't know what it is, but
It is like a shitty Russian accent. Let's just be
yeah,
honest
but like
with ourselves.
Zerga is not a Russian name. What was his first name? Supposedly supposed to be,
Hall
I don't
or
know.
something, because that guy identifies him. Remember?
I guess. But so the
Yeah,
plan is
well,
that-
no, because
is that Carl Reiner-
Saul's his real
Saul
name.
is his real name. So Saul is going to go in, pretend to be a guy named Zerga, who's going to be this rich benefactor who trades in military stuff, and they want to protect whatever. He goes, I have this case that needs to be protected and down in your vault, right? The case is actually going to be a bunch of explosives on the inside of it, and they're going to put yen inside of the carry bin. Yen is going to go down into the vault. He's going to set up the bombs on the thing, and he's gonna set up the bombs on the vault so that way when Danny actually gets kicked off the team, but we'll talk about that later. The plan is that when Danny and Matt
Yeah.
Damon get down there, they're going to blow open the vault and then begin stealing everything, which is sure. But then meanwhile, they've hooked up into the camera system. They've got this. They've already made a 1-to-1 replica of the vault, so that way they can practice. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So,
Huh.
and then in order to get in, they're going to activate an EMP from an experimental nuclear reactor and turn off the power throughout all of Las Vegas again.
And Don Cheadle's gonna cover his nuts when he sets it on.
Yeah, I mean, do you want a billion millisieverts to your dick? I don't.
I don't
Yeah.
think that's how that works.
It is how it works. Don Cheadle did it. You know,
I don't think he
nuclear
hooked. I don't think there
Nuclear
are nuclear
physicist.
rods inside of the back of the van.
nuclear physicist
Could be
Don
wrong.
Cheadle. So, but they do all this
Well,
bullshit.
he's a new.
But we discover though.
He has to be a he. What happened for the prep for that character was Don Cheadle spent all his time figuring out how to be a nuclear physicist and didn't spend any time on the accident.
Yeah.
Which is why it's like that.
So in order to get all this ready though, they have to steal a nuclear reactor from a fucking from a goddamn like research institute, which is awesome. It's a really funny scene because Matt Damon gets fucked over. But then
Correct.
and they also destroy the amazing Yen's hand by slamming it in the door.
Yeah. Matt Damon gets annoyed because brothers are arguing.
Well, great one
with
is like,
each
let's
other.
play 20 questions. Am I a person? Yes. Am I alive? Yes. Evil Knievel. God damn it! Which is a great line.
That is, yeah, that's a really good one.
Anyway, I'm trying to speed through this because we're already approaching the longest we've ever been on an episode. So,
We watched 2 movies.
we
so
watched 2
Yeah.
movies and it's hard
Go.
to tell. I know. I'm sorry. I'm doing this for your sake. So essentially, though, they get down there, they show up, and they go like, Rusty gets on the phone with Benedict, right? And he goes, "Hey, look at the cameras, asshole." And he looks at it, and it's a live feed of people robbing the inside of the vault. And he's like, "That's what we're doing right now." He's like, "Really, asshole?"
We just skipped a huge chunk. But
We did,
okay.
but we're trying to get through the heist so that way we
Yeah.
can get out of here.
And the brothers do the who you calling friend guy? Who you calling
Yeah, they
guy?
do the whole fight so that people can get back down into the area, so that way Matt Damon
Yeah.
can pretend to be a part of the gambling commission of Nevada. That then turns into him joining Danny, who was originally kicked off of the heist because Rusty was like, "Dude, you're doing this for your ex-wife," and he's like, "Partially." And he's like, "No, you got too much emotions in it.
Yeah.
We can't trust you. This is actually all a big ruse." So that way, I don't even know what the point of it is. Anyway. Danny joins in. They have a great time. They get down there. They almost blow up the amazing Yen because the EMP knocks out all their communications equipments, and they're going to blow up the vault to get in, but the amazing Yen isn't away in time. So they blow him up, and they gets like thrown against the fucking wall. And the only thing that he says in the entire movie that isn't in
Yeah.
Chinese is "What the fuck took you so long?" Which is pretty funny.
Yeah.
They get through, they bag everything up, but then it's explained like, well, it's like, I'm going to call the SWAT team right now, and they're going to go down there and they're going to kill your ass. And it's like, well, but if you do that, we blow up all the money. So you can either lose half of the money tonight, but have nobody know about it, or lose all of it tonight and have everybody know about it. And it's like,
Yeah.
fine. And he decides not to negotiate with them and sends the SWAT team down. Newsflash, the SWAT team is actually the remaining members of the 11. They go down there, they make a bunch of noise and pretend to be all of them, and they just steal all the fucking money.
They do.
It's a great reveal too, because the footage that they were using of them packing everything up and leaving was actually footage that they had pre-recorded from inside of the vault that they had used to practice in, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And then
But the vault that they had just put a new floor into the vault that had like the logo of the casino on it.
And they didn't catch
But they
that.
didn't know that to put that into the replica vault. and then Andy Garcia's watching it, and he's like, "Oh, do they have that on the floor?" And the guy's like, "No."
We've been
And then he
duped,
knows,
asshole.
so he's like, "Fuck," and then he shoots him.
So
Kills him.
Yep, that happens.
takes-
Cartoon is never made.
they decide to go. They decide to go out. They put half of the money into a van, and then the SWAT team, which is actually them, puts the other half of the money, except that they're putting all of the money in there. And the van, because the deal is that, like, okay, we'll let you take half the money, right? And then the idea was that we're going to go out there and we're just
Yeah.
going to shoot them and take the money back. Except that the money is actually not the real money. The money that they blew up is all a bunch of ads for hookers, and so is the money that's in the van. And they take all of it because they're the SWAT team. And they get away with it.
Yeah.
And they play Claire de Lune as they watch the fountains go off, and then Danny goes to jail because
Yeah.
he still violated parole. But
And then and whenever they're talking to Andy Garcia, George Clooney's like, "Hey, listen, if I knew where the money was, would you give up being
Yes.
with my wife?" And he says
in a
yes.
heartbeat.
And she's listening to the phone call,
And she's like, okay,
and so she gets pissed off and leaves him. And then when Danny gets out of prison, she's in the convertible with Rusty.
while
and then they
Rusty
drive
is
off.
continuing to eat every single burger in the United States.
They also
is correct.
directly imply
But
that
he is
Rusty, despite
going
being
through
played by
his
Brad Pitt,
stash.
no
He's
business.
going through his stash of food that he ordered during World War II.
It's true.
Slowly but surely, all that canned food is paying off.
So
Yes.
that brings us to the end of our episode. So we're gonna go down the line. I'm gonna begin with Kyle and Keaton so they can get the fuck out of here as fast as possible. Is Kyle even alive still?
Somehow, against
Alright.
all odds.
Kyle, how did you like
Impressive.
the movie? Both of them.
He
I
didn't see
think
the
I
other
ha-
one.
I
He
did
saw
not see
half
the
of
other
it.
one because
I thought you
I
saw
was
part of it.
incredibly tired. I could not sit through
No,
it.
that's
That was
believable.
I saw like the first like maybe half hour.
Yeah. Did you like that first half hour? Do you remember?
I did like that first half hour. I wanted to see more, but again, as previously mentioned, I was very tired.
Which we're making you right now. History repeats itself. Wow, time is a flat circle. Did you like the original?
I liked making fun of it.
Yeah, that works.
Yep.
Keaton,
That
how did
about
you
sums
like?
it
How would you
up.
rate the original, Kyle?
I would rate it
On a five
a
on a
kick in the
5-star.
head out of 10.
Are you
You know,
gonna
I
are you
think
gonna
that's
pro
fair.
Jared style explain what that means now, or
I'd prefer if he didn't do anything like Pro Jared.
It's me, Pro
Okay, in
Jared.
all seriousness, I want to say, I'm gonna give this like a very generous 2 out of 5,
Damn.
just for
Okay.
being like very funny
Very funny, just to laugh at.
for the wrong reasons.
Okay, I can see that. Is it a 2-star movie with friends and a without?
No, that's your system. Don't
That's fair.
change it.
That's fair.
Stop changing the rules.
I'm
you
just asking what
fucking-
Kyle thinks about it.
With friends,
Yeah,
anything
but-
is 5 stars.
That's true.
In isolation,
That's why we give
2.
2 stars is with
Maybe like
friends. It's not worth watching on, but with friends, it's a 2.
maybe like 1.5, just in isolation.
Okay. Keaton, how did you like the movies?
The only thing more boring than watching Ocean's 11 is talking about it.
It's true. You can't do anything if it's like there's nothing to talk about. There's only
No.
like 4 notable aspects of it, which makes it a terrible movie for the podcast, but we had a lot of fun talking about it anyway.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You didn't have fun
We
talking
spent-
about Ocean's
we
11?
spent I enjoy how at the start of it you were like, "Hey, let's do the original one first because we're gonna get through it in like 10 minutes," and that was the majority of the.
Yeah, that's true. Because we went off on tangents the whole time and didn't talk
It was
about
a
it. Because
majority
it
of
was
the
so
podcast
boring.
Two
Did
and
spend
stuff.
half of the podcast not
It was a
talking
majority of
about
the
that first-
podcast so we could avoid talking about the original Ocean's 11.
Best kind of podcast.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Listen,
But
we
you
never,
know,
we
what's
never had fun with it.
impressive is that we've made something that's even less worthwhile than watching Ocean's 11.
Yeah, you tell him, kid.
I
wouldn't
love your
go
pessimism
that
regarding every
far.
episode of this goddamn show, Keaton.
I hate it so much
Why do you keep coming back?
because you asked me to.
God, it's all my fault. Oh
You know
no.
you have the option to say no
It's that
thanks,
one
right?
scene from Community where Annie's asking why Abed chose to sit there through fucking torture, and he's like, "Cause we're friends."
Yeah.
Because we're friends.
Exactly.
Kyle, did you have fun on the
The
podcast?
remake was good though.
The remake was good.
I had
Yeah.
incredible fun.
Okay. Keaton just like has to have like the Ludovico technique applied to him as he stares at the screen. All right. So me, I think the Ocean's 11, the original Ocean's 11 still stands as the lowest rated film on my Letterboxd account, and I still stand by that because it fucking sucks. Perhaps the most boring and terrible film I've ever seen in my entire life, and I will never not forget. I will never not regret going, we should watch the original Ocean's 11 because I've never seen it while we were doing the original countdown. Um, Instead of watching a good movie like the new Ocean's 11. But if I hadn't have done that, we wouldn't have had the very fun night that we had last Friday, which doesn't justify it at all. But
Yeah.
anyway, so we're gonna move it down to Orion.
Yeah. So the original Ocean's 11 was uh, drier than the desert that it was filmed in, let's say.
Okay.
Uh yeah.
Smooth.
The new one was miles better. Like so many miles, like miles out of that desert. Um but yeah, definitely better with friends. Uh that's honestly about it.
Brady.
Giving both of them. Wait, no, hold
Oh
on.
yeah, what
What
do you
are you
give up of
scoring
them?
both of them as?
Oh, right, ratings. So I'll give the original like a 1.5 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
And the new one gets like a 4
Okay.
out of 5.
Brady.
The original one was ass. Um, I would give it like a 1 out of 5. Watching it with friends for the first time is probably like it was a good experience. I would not watch this again even with friends.
Damn.
I this is not a good movie. It was incredibly boring. The only things that kept me on the edge of my seat was when Dean Martin was gonna do "Ain't That a Kick in the Head." Um, also the dialogue
Sucked.
in this movie was barely audible the entire time we were watching.
Because we were laughing at it the whole time, but yeah.
Yeah.
What about the remake?
Frank Sinatra is not a very good actor. Sammy Davis Jr. was in a school bus lot for no reason.
What about the remake?
Yeah, one out of 5. The remake, I would give a 4 out of 5. It was a really good time. I appreciate all 3 of the new Ocean's trilogy.
A
I
lot
think
more.
13 is my favorite. It's my favorite of the 3. Ocean's 13 is really fun. Al Pacino's good.
Do you like
I
them a
also
lot more
appreciate how they
now?
keep what?
Do you appreciate them a lot more now when we know what we could have had?
Yes. My Letterboxd review of the remake when we watched it the other day was Dean Martin should have died sooner so we could have had a good Ocean's movie.
It's true.
So yeah, those are, that kind of sums up my thoughts.
The Hamburglar is a man of few words, but we invited him to the meeting regardless. He will not be talking right now. And then Connor, what was your opinion?
Let me think. I missed the first half of Ocean's 11, the original, but thankfully, Kyle made a point of making sure that I remembered that intro.
Yeah.
Because the moment I joined, he was like, "Start it back up," and we
Start it
fucking
back.
sure as hell rolled it back. It's still a terrible film. I only choose to watch it with friends because I hate myself and am an idiot. So still a 1 out of 5. The new one is pretty silly. It's very funny that we had the Joker in one Ocean's 11 and the Batman in the other one as an act of showing which one is evil and which one is good.
I am the
pretty
Batman, don't you know?
And ain't that a kick in the
don't
head?
you know? Pretty good
Come on.
move on the people. No. Anyway, but I'd give the new one a solid 4 out of 5. It's worth watching. It's not something I'd actively be like, okay, I want to put this on, but if it were on, I'd sit there and watch it. You know?
It's like a once every 5 years.
I described it
Hey,
as
Yeah.
I
Hey,
just
that was a good movie.
I described it as this is total. This seems like a movie that your dad would put on in the background when he's trying to not pay attention to the television, and it is, but it's really good.
Yeah.
But it's really
Yeah.
good. Pretty much.
All right,
Yep.
that's everybody's opinions out of the way. It's time to spin the wheel.
Wait,
For 100 degree
before
spins.
we
What?
depart,
Yeah.
I want each of us to cast a new member for the next Ocean's movie.
Ooh.
Anyone alive or dead? Who would you cast?
Can we have
Anyone
Michael Jackson?
Alive or dead?
Or Ocean's 14? You mean?
Sure.
Yeah,
Or
Or I
Ocean's
guess
14.
Ocean's 6, since there's just 6 of us.
Immediately, we can replace Frank Sinatra with Michael Jackson.
I want Clark Gable.
I want Elvis.
Yeah.
I want Danny DeVito.
Oh
Danny
yeah, that's
DeVito.
goated choice.
He can teach us about the Schwartz as we get ready.
Yeah,
Either.
yeah, he can. Well, he's obviously the Sammy Davis Jr. character because he's the trash man.
Okay, so either my picks are either David Bowie or Toshiro Mifune.
Mifune would be pretty good. He can replace the token Asian. What is with you, Ladnie? What's with you tonight?
Mifune just shows up with a sword, and they're like, "You can't have that, sir." And he just kind of glares at him and strokes his chin a little bit, and they go, "Okay."
And then he just kills them. Mountain Flower murders
Kikuchio!
everyone. It's a very short Ocean's film after Mifune brutally
Yeah, they bring him.
kills
They bring
every
him in as the
single
muscle,
person.
and he just has a samurai sword, and he kills everybody. And then David Bowie is just there. He turns into an owl at the end of it.
Mm.
And then, or either that, or he dies in a Japanese prison camp in Burma, not Burma, Borneo. We have two options. Anyway, Kyle
What if
has
he's
not
an
answered,
alien?
but it doesn't matter.
I nominate Jackie
nominate?
Chan.
Oh yeah.
Because he's
Jackie
funny.
Chan!
Nice.
Oh shit, that's a good choice actually. Just so we
And
can
then
watch Jackie Chan.
and then he can shill for the Chinese government. the
That's
whole
true,
movie.
but we can,
Wait,
but we can have,
hang on,
but we
hang
can
on.
have,
Actually,
we can have
can I
Jackie Chan
change?
slide through a
Nope.
billion light bulbs and then
No take
Nope.
backs.
break his
Nope,
ribs.
you picked Michael Jackson, and now you
Alright.
have to be stuck with that.
Michael
for
Jackson
the rest
is
of the
a
Alright.
good
podcast.
pick though, honestly.
Yeah, my second option was gonna be Hideo
Nope.
Kojima.
Nope. We don't want
Kojima. I would say
Kojima is
Michael,
not an
It's like
actor.
Michael,
Hideo Kojima.
Michael Jackson is only a good pick if he can turn into a robot like he does in Moonwalker.
I like how you chose somebody that's not an actor. I'm just gonna
Hideo
pick
Kojima-
fucking.
Hideo Kojima
gonna-
has acted before. He played himself.
I'm
in
gonna
Metal Gear
pick
Solid
fucking
5.
J.R.R.
Fuck
Tolkien.
you.
That's my choice. That's my choice.
I mean,
J.R.R.
hey.
Tolkien.
I want Jokin,
Yeah.
Tolkien. Bring him in.
All right.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
All right. Hold on. I'm gonna spin the wheel. All right. Here we go.
Whoa, mama. It's time to
Alright.
spin the wheel.
Oh, mom. Thank you for
See
bringing
who's picking the next movie.
Thank you for bringing up that. I'm so
And if
glad.
Keaton doesn't choose
Let me pull
Baba
up the
Hotep
stream.
when he wins the wheel, he should kill himself.
All right. Can we all see the stream?
We all. No.
Hold on.
No,
Is it-
I cannot see the stream.
It's gray.
Yeah,
Great.
it is
Exciting.
open.
It's
Okay.
Bubba
There we
Hotep
go.
Okay.
Oh,
Can we
it's
see it now?
loading. I don't see it yet.
I see.
Alright, so
I
this
can
is my
see.
first time on the
I-
podcast. What exactly is the wheel for
It's
again?
how we decide
Decides
who's
who
goes to
gets
the next
to
one.
pick the
Can you all
next
see it?
movie, and if you don't
It
show up for
is
it, then you have
not
Okay.
loading.
Okay, I can
You're
verify.
in.
spin
Oh, I
the
see
fucking-
it.
Okay,
I
we're good.
see
Oh,
it.
spin
I
it!
see
It is
Go,
here.
go, go.
Spin that wheel.
That's all 1 frame per second.
It's Orion!
Well.
Oh, don't be Ladnie.
It's Orion.
Ooh,
Yay, we don't
okay.
have to watch a Japanese film.
I was actually going to go with Merry Christmas,
Oh,
Mr. Lawrence, if I won.
you think?
Okay.
Oh, no.
What is your pick?
Oh, how long do I get to decide? Do I
Instantly,
have to
by the way.
decide, like,
You don't
Now.
get this is
Now.
yeah, and
Okay.
also we can just
Um,
say no. Human
okay.
centipede has famously
I'm
been
counting to 10. I'm counting to 10. 1, 2.
See what's funny,
Alright.
Connor? I was gonna
3,
pick Merry
4,
Christmas, Mr. Lawrence.
5, 6, 7,
How
8.
about
9,
Inglorious
10.
Bastards?
Okay.
What is the greatest bastard?
Inglorious Bastards. The
I'd
Tarantino film.
fucking soul read. Even though you also said Bubba Hotep. Wait,
What?
I would have
no, that's
picked.
not what
I
he
would have
said.
picked.
He said the
I'm
Great
gonna.
Bastards.
My pick would have been Batman and Robin.
Did you
Alright.
say
Honestly, that
Inglorious
would be
Bastards?
He said
a good
Inglorious
choice, but
Bastards.
I have chosen Inglorious Bastards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I heard
well,
that as the Glorious Bastards. I was like, what the fuck is
The
the
gl-
Glorious
It's
Bastards?
it's the Japanese version of the movie, and then Tarantino
Wait,
remade it.
it's
into,
the Jap-
Inglorious Bastards.
the
Kurosawa's
Glorious
film.
Bastards is the
Honestly,
one where they
maybe I
send
should
in
have
Americans
chosen
to
Pulp
kidnap
Fiction,
Hirohito.
but
I don't want to
to
talk about the basement scene from Pulp Fiction on the podcast.
I do.
I do.
I don't.
No.
All right.
I don't want to talk about the GIMP.
We will
I
now.
on the
actually
podcast.
never actually
All right.
bring out the GIMP.
All right. We're gonna meet back
No.
here sometime
Oh.
soon for episode
Damn.
12 of the Shungoku Satsu Film Club podcast for episode
I'll
12,
play us out.
and we're gonna watch Inglorious Bastards. You guys can lead the call now. Play us out.
Whoa,
I
Mama,
had-
that's
I
right,
had-
baby.
I
And if you
had-
don't show up, I'll kill your ass.
I